Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm looking at a series of inks that are currently available through the Robert Oster pen webshop. It is these three inks. So we've got Sepia Knights, Steely Days and Silver Dawn, which is a shake and shimmy ink. So if you order these, you also get 100 of the Robert Oster Swatchplay cards, which they're great Italian cardstock, really nice, simple, cards to show your inks on, and for a very limited time until it's actually released. As it's filming now, you also get a bottle of Robert Oster Muddy Grass ink. So these are 350ml bottles. The entire bundle is $129. Let's have a look at them and have a bit of a chat. So the three colours included in the set are Sepia Knights, which is a very rich, dark brown, sepia brown. Steely Days, a nice sort of light tealy blue. And then Silver Dawn, which is a purple ink with this beautiful silver shimmy on it that you can see so beautifully on these Robert Oster Swatchplay cards. So you can see these are three really interesting colours, very, very Robert in so many ways, but they look great. And let's have a look at them on some paper. So here I've put all three inks on 68 GSM Tomahawk River paper. So Sepia Knights, you can see there's that lovely brown. It's kind of like a walnut brown, I guess you could say. It's that sepia color, very little water resistance, but it's a nice rich dark brown. It's very, very wet and very saturated. Steely Days, this tealy grey blue I think is absolutely beautiful. Hints of green coming through. Once again, very low water resistance, but nice and wet and a nice sort of flow in the pen, but a beautiful blue colour. And then Silver Dawn, this wonderful purple with this incredible silver shimmer in it. It's just absolutely beautiful. There's no water resistance, but I don't know how well it'll pick up, but there we go. Where I have washed the ink away, the shimmer has stayed, which is kind of fun. I'm not a huge fan of shimmering inks, but I think this looks really, really great. So these three inks are well saturated. They're nice colours. They perform well here on Tomahawk River paper. I put a lot of ink down there, so it's expected for it to sort of come through a little bit. But in everyday general writing in this medium nib, they all perform quite well. If we now jump to the absolute lower end paper, this is the the Reflex or Spyrex, student notepad paper. You see it feathers a lot. These are quite wet, but that shimmer looks nice. But the colours are a little bit more muted. The brown and the blue sort of just appearing, slightly duller in colour. And as you would expect, there's a lot of bleed through here. These are wet inks and quite saturated. Then I have them here on 80 GSM Rhodia paper. I think Sepia Knights looks really rich and dark here. So rich. That shading, the tealy shading of Steely Days is coming through nicely. And once again, the shimmer on Silver Dawn looks beautiful. Very low water resistance. It's kind of, these are very, these are even almost have such low water resistance that even use in art becomes problematic because they just sort of move around completely. And if you're using them as watercolors, that would actually be fine. But in terms of inks, I think they're nice colors. The tealy blue, nice walnut brown. I think they look good on this paper. Rhodia, I think, serves Robert Oster better than almost any other paper. On Tomahawk River paper, Oster's inks tend to look a little bit more dull. Like if I hold them up alongside each other here, you can see that there's a little bit more vibrancy to the colour on the Rhodia here on the right, as opposed to the sort of slightly duller, less vibrant colour on the Rhodia. For the colour comparison now, I've got them on well-appointed desk colouring cards. You can see once again that nice rich brown. I've got a couple of Robert Osters here to compare this one to. The first is dark chocolate, which is a bit more red, purple, brown. And then another recent one is Hobart from the Australian Cities set, which is a little lighter, shares some of that mid-toning. But it just shows how rich and dark this ink is. And to put it alongside like a standard brown, here's Diamine Macassar, which is not a light brown ink by any stretch. So that sort of sepia brown, very, very rich and dark here in the Sepia Knights, which I think is that lovely... I think that the choice of the word of Knights in the title really brings out that darkness. Next is Steely Days. The Robert Oster I put this alongside is one from the US Cities set. It is Miami. Once again, that mid-toning sort of coming through, but in the lighter tones, Miami being a lot lighter. An interesting comparison is Werengel's Lost ink, which I think shares some similarities in that sort of tealy green that really comes through in Steely Days. I think this is a very interesting ink. It's kind of in a teal family that Robert hasn't explored a whole lot, with those sort of underlying sort of grey greens. I think it's nice. And then last is the Silver Dawn. Like, just that hit, that silver is amazing. It is so concentrated in this ink. Now I don't have a whole lot of shimmy inks like on colouring cards, so I'm just going to show it alongside a couple of standard purples, Robert Oster Sydney Lavender, which I think has some nice similarities. And if you look in this sort of toning through here, it's kind of very similar. And then just a vibrant purple to show how dusty this purple is, which once again, I think Dawn in the title there actually really ties in nicely. I think this set is really interesting. Obviously you have Dawn, Days and Nights. You know, that sort of dusty purple of the morning, the nice sort of warm blue of the day, and that night dark sepia color. These are really beautiful inks. So as I said at the top of the video, these are available in the set, the 3 of these, plus the 100 Swatchplay cards. This is as I'm filming this is the offer that is available, the Swatchplay cards. And until the release of Muddy Grass, you will also get a bottle of that. These 3 inks come in the 50ml bottle, which is their standard Robert Oster 50ml bottle, and the bundle with the swatch cards and the 3 bottles is $129.90 Australian. So I hope you found this video interesting and useful. These 3 Robert Oster inks are beautiful. They perform relatively well on the wet side, so not for lower end paper, but on your Rhodia and things like Tomoe River, I think they perform very, very nicely. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button. Please get in touch if there are products you would like me to look at. And if there's a way you'd like to support the channel, get in touch, and I'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, enjoy your inks, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.